MAGA, fake ass patriots. Look, y'all remember that Trump was getting indicted over and over again, right? But back whenever, after he got done pretending he was president and all, and then he, put a bunch of y'all up there at the Capitol and had y'all smear doo doo on the walls and all the stuff you did up there and beat up cops and all, because he wanted to keep on pretending to be president. You remember, he got indicted over and over again. I mean, there was so much indictment flying. It was left and right, indictment here, indictment there, indictment everywhere, so much indictment that you just got to get in where you fit in kind of indictment going on, and it's because of all the criming that he was doing is the reason why, you don't get indicted down for no reason, so there's a bunch of indictment going on. It's because of all the criming that he was doing. Well, look, he ain't done criming, y'all. He's been criming right in front of everybody's faces now, y'all, and he's indictable criming that he's doing right now. That dinner that he had the other night there, where he pretty much told you, if you give me $1 million, you can come have dinner with me. That's called selling access to the president right there, and he did get himself a couple $100 million off that. All of them, pretty much all of them, all a bunch of foreigners. They're not even American citizens. They just crypto dudes, crypto dudes wanting him to make some crypto laws to make it easier for them to cheat, steal, do things like that, crime with him. They want to be able to crime too. So that one dude, that Jason Sun dude, that's a Chinese national. Now he was already about to get indicted. He was, for all the crime that he was doing with the cryptocurrencies and stuff. But the SEC already had a violations and investigations all into him. And but whenever Trump got back in there, squatting back up in his trap house, he made that go away. He did. And then that Jason's son was out there on the social medias bragging about that he's going to be there at that dinner too. Yeah, he sure was, after he's given Trump about $75 million for his crypto coins, y'all. So anyway, he's criming right in front of everybody's face. Now, just to make sure that he's going to get indicted again, he let his press secretary go out there. That Carolyn Lilac, she got out there and said that he wasn't doing it under his presidential authority. He wasn't doing it like that. It's his own personal time. That's why he's having this dinner. This is personal Trump, not President Trump doing it. Well, the problem with that makes it indictable right there. See, because the thing is either he don't know how to read the Supreme Court ruling that came down after he was being indicted before by Jack Smith there for criming and trying to overthrow the government and stuff. That January 6th thing, because what that Supreme Court ruled was, well, you can't indict him if he's got immunity, if it's official presidential duties that he's doing there. So you can't indict him for that. He's got immunity. What they didn't say was absolute immunity. They never said absolute immunity. And see, that's the reason why that Jack Smith was busy there refiling his indictments of Donald F. and Trump, was to make sure that he got rid of anything that might be interpreted, seen as possible, real presidential duties there. So he got rid of all that and refiled more indictments on him just to make sure that it didn't fall under the purview of official presidential duties. So the thing is selling access to the presidency while you're being the president or otherwise is illegal. It is. And also, when you're violating the emoluments clause over and over again, enriching yourself because you're pretending to be president, that's illegal. So that's an indictable offense is what I'm telling you. And the thing is he's not going to be president forever. And I know y'all think he is, and you would love to have yourselves a little dictator there. But he's not. He's an indictator is what he is. An indictator, that's what he's going to be, an indictator. And he ain't going to be there in the White House squatting forever. But he's going to be leaving there one way or another. Either he's going to die in office, which is very likely because, maybe the syphilitis will get him because it's all up in his brain bucket. It got Hitler. It can get him too, anything could take him out. Literally anything at all. Anything could 86 to 47, So anyway, so anything could take him. So he ain't gonna be there forever. He could dodge his indictments by that happening to him, or he could be removed from office by maybe the 25th Amendment. Who knows? he ain't going to run for a third term, and he's going to be facing more indictments if he's still breathing and he ain't taking a dirt nap already. So that's going to happen to him regardless. But the thing is, you don't care. I know you don't care. You don't care at all. You never have cared, because he's your orange Jesus. Now, hey, but in more news here about your orange Jesus, hey, I know y'all are waiting on them Epstein files, and you're waiting with bated breath, and you're getting real upset because they hadn't released them yet, because you are just absolutely 1,000% sure it's got them damn Democrats all over that. Them Democrats is out there just diddling on little girls there with the Epsteins. That's what they were doing. And that Pam Bondi, she's a hiding it from us. She's just a hiding it from us, and it's just pissing us all off. Look, the reason why it's been hidden from you, well, because Trump's name's all over them sons of bitches. You know, you can't be best buddies with Jeffrey Epstein throughout the entire 1990s. Already been named in documents for diddling on little Katie Johnson there, and not be all up in those Epstein files. Okay, that's just common sense. Common sense. Well, I mean, the thing is it's common for people to have sense. Look, listen. Anyway, his name's all over them damn things. So be careful what you wish for. But hey, you know what? You can't have a sneak peek at what maybe's in there. You know why? I'll tell you what. Get your baby oil ready right now. Get it ready. Slather yourselves down with it. Put it around your lips and around everything else. Get it ready. See, because it turns out during these P. Diddy trials that's going on right now, you know where P. Diddy's favorite places to have himself his freak-offs at. You know what it was? Trump International in New York. Yeah, Trump International in New York. Couldn't stay away from that place. At least a dozen freak-off parties right there at the Trump Internationals. Yeah. You know, it kind of makes you wonder why all them rappers was rapping about Donald F. and Trump back in the late 1990s and the early 2000s, don't it? It does, don't you see? Because P. Diddy was also getting supplied with some foreign girls. That's why he's part of what he's being charged with. Trafficking over state lines and international lines. Just trafficking in foreign girls there to his freak-off parties. Yeah, kind of makes you wonder where they came from, because, you know, back in the late 90s, Donald F. and Trump, they also founded Trump Modeling Management. He did. He got himself in a heap and load of trouble with that right there, too. Well, because he was flying in these girls from overseas and making them lie to customs about why they were here. You know, that he was making them come over here on travel visas, not work visas. And then he was putting them to work. And then, hey, you're not going to believe this, he wasn't paying them. Yep, and he wound up in lawsuits that because he was bringing these girls over, promising them all kind of things, then wouldn't pay them. I mean, he does that to everybody, don't he? He just does it to everybody. Just don't pay them, you know, don't pay his bills. But anyway, that wasn't the only thing. Then he had them all piled up in hotel rooms, crowded hotel rooms together, because he's so cheap he couldn't even, you know, put them in separate rooms or nothing like that. Couldn't do that either. So they said they felt like slaves, you know. And then there's rumors that he was also taking some of these women there and girls and flying them out to these private yachts where they were having these millionaire parties where these millionaires could spend some time with them there, you know, offshore, and promise them, you know, some sort of lucrative modeling careers and stuff like that. And these girls said that that's not exactly what they were getting while they were out there on those boats. So he was all up involved in that kind of stuff too, you know, and he was desperate. He was desperate at that time because he was a broke ass. Broke as he could be, because when they started The Apprentice and other real legitimate millionaires and billionaires turned them down and said they didn't want to be a part of the crappy show, they went and found them a Donald F. and Trump. And whenever they went to his Trump Tower apartment there, they said it looked like crap. It stunk. It was filthy. The man was just living in squalor. Broke, a has-been. And you know he's a has-been because of how it was, because he literally had newspaper clippings of himself all over his walls. All over his walls there. Just remembering the good old days. So anyway, they're the ones that bailed him out of his squalor, okay? The Apprentice did, because he was a has-been, a washed-up has-been, what he was. He was desperate for money back there in those 1990s now, wasn't he? Yeah, he was. So anyway, I'm just wondering if they'll ever find out where all these foreign girls was coming from that was being supplied to these freak-off parties, because at least a dozen of them occurred at Trump International in New York. So, hey, maybe MAGA, you fake-ass patriots, you should be careful what you're wishing for, okay? If you want those Epstein files to be released, oh my God, I'm with you 1,000%. I want it to. I want it to. Believe me. Inmate Trump.